Good afternoon and welcome to Tara's Kitchen with Pixel's Mom. Today I will be making the best lemon bars. Not sure about any of you folks out there, but I love lemon and I love lemon bars themselves. This is a very simple, easy, basically 4-ingredient recipe. It should take about 15 minutes to put it together and cook time is about 35 minutes. For a total time of 50 to 60 minutes, depending on the temperature of your oven. Your lemon bars will be set at 350 in a 9 by 13 inch pan. For this recipe, there are two different separate parts. There is a crust, which will have the 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of butter softened, which is 2 sticks of butter, which have been room temperatured for about 3 hours now, and a half a cup of white sugar. Now these 3 ingredients will be combined to make the crust, and then it'll be baked for about 20 minutes in the oven while you proceed to put together the actual lemon curd itself. For that recipe, you're going to need 1.5 cups of white sugar, 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 4 large eggs, and 2 lemons juiced and taking the seeds all out. So let's get started. Let's get that crust combined and then we'll get it going. Stay tuned. Okay, now that we have our stuff ready to make our crust, we're going to proceed with that now. We're going to start by adding our 2 cups of flour into our bowl. We're going to add our sugar. And then we're going to add both sticks of our softened butter. And then we'll take the time to incorporate these until they are very smooth and softened. Ooh, that butter is very soft. That's a good thing. It's going to make it a little easier to work with, I think. Once we have this all combined into our bowl, it'll look like a crumb. It'll be crumbly, like almost like a cookie crumble. So we're going to start by combining all this together. It's going to take a little while to get this to actually incorporate together, so I'll be back when we get that squared away. Now that I have combined it all, as you can see, it looks very cookie crumbly, and it's exactly how it should be. So our next step is going to be to put this into a 9 by 13 inch ungreased baking pan, and then press it firmly to form the crust. Make sure I get all that good stuff out and into the pan itself. Okay, and now once that's done, we're going to take that, probably use my hands, it'll be a little easier to press that all in there to the bottom. And then we're going to press that down to make a nice cookie crust. And we'll be back when that's all done, and I'll show you what it looks like before I put it in the oven. Alright, as you can see, the crust has been formed into the 9 by 13 pan. It's a little tough to even it out completely, but you have to do your best and make it as even as you possibly can and make sure it is firmly pressed into the bottom. Now from here, we're going to put it in the oven and let it bake for 20 minutes at that 350 degree temperature. And I should go do that right now. I'll be right back. Now that our crust is baking in the oven, it is time for us to proceed to make the lemon part of the lemon square bars. For that, you're going to need the 1.5 cups of sugar. You're going to need the 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, the 4 eggs, which I have taken out and scrambled together, and the 2 lemons that I juiced with my little handy juicer here. And then our next thing is to incorporate this all together and make sure it's well combined. I'm going to go check on our crust. It should be ready in about 10 minutes or so, and we'll proceed to put it all together. I'll be back in a little bit. Now that our crust has come out of the oven, it is a nice light golden brown, and our lemon curd has come together. We have whisked it to make a nice soft looking yellow curd. We are now going to pour this over our crust. And then we're going to proceed to put it back in the oven for an additional 20 minutes. Once it's done in that 20-minute time, we're going to take it out and let it cool completely before we attempt to cut the bars themselves. So let's get going. It's going in the oven. Well, as you can see, our lemon squares have cooled off. They've come out of the oven. I've cut one up. As you can see, they look very lemony and crusty on the top and the sides. And I'm really looking forward to trying this because I really love lemon. Well, let me see how it goes. I'll let you know what I think. It's nice and soft and moist. Oh wow, that's really good. Nice lemony flavor, a little bit of tartness, some sweetness. You can taste the buttery in the crust. I'd say that was a very big success. All right, I want to thank you all very much for joining me on my channel tonight. This was a spur of the moment recipe that I decided to make for a special somebody that I know, my boss, Sean. I just wanted to give him something that I know he really enjoys, and that is lemon. So I decided to make these beautiful lemon bars. Thanks so much for joining me. Merry Christmas Eve to everybody. I hope everyone has a safe and beautiful holiday tomorrow. And Merry Christmas. See you later. Have a good night.